Welcome to today's Explainer. Usually we're breaking down complex theories, historical events, or massive sets of data. But today we're doing something totally different. We are stepping straight into a cinematic, high stakes thriller. Only this isn't happening in some galaxy far, far away or on a Hollywood movie set. It is a silent, desperate war happening right now, literally this very second, inside the bodies of millions of people. We're stepping onto the microscopic battleground of cellular mutation and cancer. And I really want you to experience this not just as a standard science lesson, but as the epic life or death survival story it truly is. So I want you to picture a vast, sprawling, bustling world. A world with trillions, yes, trillions of citizens working in total unison, communicating flawlessly, and keeping the entire ecosystem alive and thriving. To these microscopic citizens, you are the entire universe. But, well, every good thriller needs a conflict, right? Deep within the human body, a microscopic war is raging. It's a war fought without sound, without heavy artillery, but with consequences that are absolutely life and death. Now, to truly understand how this war begins, we first have to understand what it looks like during peacetime. Okay, let's dive into this. Just look at the absolute serenity of this peaceful metropolis. These healthy, vibrant blue cells are being maintained by a perfect biological homeostasis. Notice how perfectly spherical they are, how incredibly organized they look, clustered together in this pristine, beautiful matrix. You've got those glowing purple command centers just humming with quiet energy. Every single cell knows its job, knows its lifespan, and works in complete, serene harmony with its neighbors. It's basically a biological utopia. Everything is balanced, everything is perfectly safe. But peace is often super fragile. And the harmony of our microscopic metropolis relies entirely on its borders remaining secure. So we really have to ask ourselves, what happens when an invader breaches the gates? What happens when a force from the outside world, something deeply toxic and destructive, is willingly introduced into this perfectly calibrated ecosystem? In our movie narrative, this is the exact moment the warning sirens begin to wail, the sky darkens, the citizens look up as this terrifying alien force descends right upon their home. And here is our inciting incident. A massive barrage of toxins from cigarette smoke aggressively breaches the cellular defenses, raining down literally like an alien mothership. A single puff introduces severe oxidative stress and known carcinogens like benzopyrene that basically choke the delicate biological environment. They sweep right through and brutally attack that pristine blue exterior we were just looking at. The smoke acts as this ruthless chemical bombardment, immediately kicking off a terrifying chain reaction of cellular damage. And this brilliantly illustrates just how fast that reality shifts. On the left, we have untouched biological harmony. On the right, absolute destruction. Cell membranes literally deteriorate and bubble under this chemical bombardment. The landscape itself turns incredibly toxic, filled with debris and these glowing red-hot embers of cellular damage. That beautiful blue is completely corrupted by aggressive, smoky decay. It is the absolute visual definition of a paradise lost. But the true tragedy, it isn't just happening on the surface. The real casualty is actually hidden deep inside. You see, these invasive toxins act as saboteurs. They strike right at the very heart of the cell, physically shattering the delicate rungs of the DNA. The structural integrity of the cell's entire operating system is just gone. The genetic code starts scrambling. That command center that tells the cell exactly how to behave, when to divide, and, crucially, when to stop, is fundamentally compromised. The cell is, for all intents and purposes, losing its mind. So this shattering of the core code is what we call a genetic mutation. It's a permanent alteration in the DNA sequence that violently corrupts cellular instructions. And those vital safety protocols like apoptosis, which is the system that normally tells a fatally damaged cell to politely self-destruct, are completely wiped offline. The cell no longer knows its purpose. The invader hasn't just bombed the city, it has hacked the mainframe and is maliciously rewriting the fundamental rules of survival. But right before the true monsters of our story emerge, there's this moment of profound, tragic realization. Look closely at this fallen soldier. It has this incredibly poignant, almost sad expression, representing the heavy emotional weight of a healthy cell that has entirely lost its way. The blue citizen is bruised, its structure is becoming jagged and completely uneven, just standing amidst the ruined landscape of its home. It's a cell corrupted by the toxic smoke, sitting right in that agonizing twilight between what it once was and the terrifying thing it's about to become. And then, the pacing of our thriller accelerates to breakneck speed. The transformation completes. The tragedy gives way to pure terror. The sad blue citizen is gone, and from its mutated remains, this new entity is born. The cell has been entirely hijacked by those toxic instructions. It is no longer working for the good of the Metropolis. It has actually declared war on it. The cool blue of health has been completely replaced by the deep, angry red of inflammation and uncontrolled, corrupted division. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the visceral character design of this microscopic villain. See those aggressive, glowing red eyes piercing through the dark, and the jagged, spiky tentacles extending outward? In real biology, this perfectly mimics how cancer cells develop irregular structures to aggressively hoard resources and invade the surrounding healthy tissue. It perfectly captures the relentless, predatory nature of cancer. It's hostile, it's hungry, and thanks to that corrupted DNA, it has completely forgotten how to die. And the absolute most terrifying part of this biological thriller? This villain doesn't act alone. A mutated cell's primary new instruction is simply multiply. We reach the climax of our story with the terrifying realization of malignant proliferation. The environment is completely overwhelmed by these destructive entities. The once peaceful metropolis has been entirely overrun by an army of angry red mutants. They're actively spreading, hoarding nutrients, and crowding out any of the remaining healthy citizens. The invasion from the outside has created an unstoppable invasion from within. As we roll the credits on today's explainer, I want to leave you with a lingering thought, kind of like a post-credit scene that forces you to rethink the entire movie. Every choice we make dictates the outcome of the invisible wars fought within us. The invasion we just witnessed wasn't some random act of nature. In the context of carcinogens, like cigarette smoke, it is an invasion willingly permitted at the gates. The microscopic thriller happening inside your cells is directed by your actions. The blueprints of life are literally in your hands. Thank you so much for diving into this incredibly visual and vital topic with me today. Reflect on this, protect your metropolis, and keep learning.